In a small ancient village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, a remarkable event took place that would change the fate of its people forever. This village, known as Ogidi, was a place where stories of old gods and hidden treasures were whispered from generation to generation, but none were prepared for the extraordinary birth of Thomas. Thomas was not an ordinary child. He came into the world on a stormy night, when the winds howled like restless spirits and lightning lit up the sky with blinding brilliance. His mother, Maria, had been in labor for hours, and the entire village held its breath, sensing that something profound was about to happen. When Thomas finally emerged, the midwife gasped in astonishment. Clutched tightly in his tiny right hand was a nugget of pure gold. It glowed with an ethereal light, illuminating the room and casting a golden hue on everything around. The villagers were in awe, for they had never seen such a sight. News of the miraculous birth spread quickly, and people from neighboring villages came to witness the child born with gold in his hand. As Thomas grew, it became evident that he was destined for greatness. He was a bright, curious boy with an uncanny ability to understand things beyond his years. He seemed to possess a natural wisdom and a serene demeanor that endeared him to everyone he met. But it was his connection to gold that truly set him apart. From a young age, Thomas had an almost magical affinity for finding gold. He would wander into the hills and forests, returning with gold nuggets of various sizes, each more magnificent than the last. It was as if the earth itself revealed its hidden treasures to him. His family, once humble farmers, began to prosper. They built a new home, larger and more beautiful than any other in the village. They shared their newfound wealth with their neighbors, and soon, Ogidi started to thrive. But Thomas's gifts went beyond finding gold. He had an innate understanding of how to use the wealth he discovered. He invested in the community, building schools, improving infrastructure, and ensuring that everyone had enough to eat. He believed that true success was not measured by the amount of gold one possessed, but by the well-being and happiness of the people around him. Years passed, and Thomas's influence continued to grow. He became a young man, wise beyond his years, and the village elder often sought his counsel. He spoke of dreams where the ancient gods whispered secrets to him, guiding him to hidden veins of gold deep within the earth. These dreams led him to uncover vast deposits of gold that no one had ever known existed. With each discovery, Thomas ensured that the wealth was shared fairly. He organized the villagers into teams, teaching them how to mine the gold safely and efficiently. The village of Ogidi transformed into a bustling hub of activity and prosperity. Merchants from distant lands traveled to trade with them, bringing goods and ideas that further enriched the community. Despite his success, Thomas remained humble and grounded. He never let the gold change who he was. His heart was pure, and his intentions noble. He often spoke of the responsibility that came with such immense wealth, and he worked tirelessly to ensure that it was used for the greater good. One day, as Thomas was exploring a particularly rugged part of the hills, he stumbled upon a cave hidden behind a thick curtain of vines. Inside, the air was cool and the light dim. As he ventured deeper, his footsteps echoed off the stone walls. Suddenly, he came upon a large chamber, and in the center was a magnificent statue of a deity, holding a golden scepter. The statue's eyes seemed to gleam with life, and Thomas felt a profound sense of reverence wash over him. Kneeling before the statue, Thomas heard a voice in his mind. It was the voice of the deity, ancient and wise. It spoke of a hidden treasure, a source of boundless success and prosperity, but it also warned of the responsibilities that came with it. Thomas listened intently, absorbing the wisdom imparted to him. When he emerged from the cave, he carried with him not only gold but also a deeper understanding of his purpose. He knew that the true treasure lay not just in the gold itself, but in the knowledge and wisdom to use it for the betterment of all. He returned to the village with renewed determination, ready to lead his people to even greater heights. Under Thomas's guidance, Ogidi flourished. The villagers, inspired by his vision and leadership, worked together to build a community that was not only wealthy but also united and harmonious. They erected schools, libraries, and hospitals, ensuring that every child received an education and that no one suffered from lack of medical care. Thomas's fame spread far and wide. People from distant lands came to learn from him, seeking his counsel on matters of wealth and governance. He welcomed them with open arms, sharing his knowledge and encouraging them to build prosperous communities of their own. As the years went by, Thomas continued to uncover new veins of gold, each discovery more astonishing than the last. But he never forgot the lessons of the deity in the cave. He remained humble, always putting the needs of his people first. His legacy was one of compassion, wisdom, and generosity. Thomas, the boy born with gold in his hand, had transformed his village and left an indelible mark on the world. His story was passed down through generations, a testament to the power of using one's gifts for the greater good. And so the village of Ogidi, once a humble settlement, became a shining example of prosperity and unity, all thanks to the magnificent birth of an ancient white boy named Thomas.